why do some Enneagram types not fit that typical stereotype of their number? It's usually because of the countertype. And you're probably a little confused going, Hillary, what is a countertype? Just when you thought you knew all about the Enneagram, we throw this at you. Before I dive into what countertypes are and dig even deeper into who the countertype 6 is, I want to introduce myself to you in case you're new here. I'm Hillary, your certified Enneagram life coach. I run a business called Enneagram and Coaching where I do a ton of typing, helping people find their type, couples typing, coaching, different things like that, so that you can understand yourself and the people in your life better. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into countertypes and what countertypes are. Every type, all 9 types, have a countertype. And this is due to every type having subtypes. You've probably heard of them before. They are called self-preservation, social, and sexual, also known as one-to-one. These are the subtypes within each type. They also can be known as instinctual variants. And within these 3 is the countertype. This is the one that doesn't appear to behave or act like that stereotypical type. Every type has a different countertype, if that makes sense. I'll use myself as an example. I'm a type 9 social, and the social 9 is the countertype. And so therefore I am the countertype 9. But one important thing to know is just because the social 9 is the countertype doesn't make all socials the countertype within all 9 types. It can vary. Some of them are the self-preservation instinct, some of them are the social instinct, and some of them are the sexual instinct. Every type has a different countertype instinct. And so today we are going to go over the countertype 6. So let's dive into that. So the countertype of the 6 is the sexual 6 or one-to-one 6. That's the 6 that is the countertype. This instinct is way more interested in one-to-one contact. Being in a relationship is very important to them. This subtype is the most passionate of all 3 subtypes. And this one has a bit of a temper and more energy. And so that's a little overview of what the sexual instinct is, but it does come out differently in all 9 types. And so today I'm teaching on the 6 and what it looks like within the 6. But to get to that point, we first have to start with finding your type, right? And so most of you, if you've landed here, you are a type 6 or you know someone that's a 6 and you're trying to learn about them. But in order to find your type, you start with the cores, the core fear, the core longing, the core weakness, the core desire. That's how you find out that you are actually a type 6. If you align with those and your motivations align with those. And if you want more information about the 6 in general and that basic teaching of the type 6, I will link that video right here. It's already been covered. It's already ready for you guys. And then we move on to the subtypes. So we start with that core, we find your core type, and then we move on to the subtypes. When people think of the typical 6, a lot of times they don't know this, but they're thinking of the self-preservation and the social. And this is because that's more of the typical 6 that you're going to hear about. And that's because the sexual 6's behaviors are a lot different than those 2. Okay, so let's go ahead and break down the countertype sexual 6. This one is called the warrior and can be known as the counterphobic 6. Instead of caving to their fears, they move into their fears with strength and passion. And this might come out verbally or physically. They really can overcome their fear with their willpower, their bravery, their physical strength, their intellect. They use those to overcome their fears or even avoid what they are fearing. I've heard the motto of the 6 is the best defense is a good offense. If you're a 6 and that's your motto, let me know in the comments below if you're like, yep, that's my motto. The sexual 6 can actually look like a type 8 because both of them can appear intimidating, strong, and powerful. The difference though is the 8 tends to be fearless and the sexual 6 is actually motivated by that underlying fear, but they might not even feel it or even be aware of it. Interesting enough, they actually can also look like type 3s. What they share is they're both assertive, hardworking, forward moving. But again, this for the 6 is based on fear rather than achieving their goals to look good like the 3. And the last thing about the sexual 6 is sometimes they like to stir up trouble. Yes, that sexual 6 can do that. So that's a glimpse into the countertype 6, which is the sexual 6. So if you've always tested as a 6 or you relate to the cores of a 6, but you don't actually look like the typical 6, this might be why you actually might have your first instinct as a sexual instinct and be the countertype. And this doesn't mean that you don't have a self-pres instinct or a social instinct. No, it just means that this one would come first. And if you want a more in-depth teaching on subtypes of the 6, I'll link that video right here because I've already covered it. And I'll put all of that in the description box down below. But yeah, I've already done a full teaching on the subtypes of the 6. So if you're like, dang, I want to know about the social and the self-preservation, go give that a watch. All right, so anyways, that's all I have for the Countertype 6. But you guys know I never like to close these without letting you know I do offer typing sessions, coaching sessions. I kind of mentioned that at the beginning. I'll link all that right here and down below if you want to find out more information, how to get in touch with me and have a possible Zoom call, figuring out your type or doing coaching things. So, and if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. That helps my channel. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye guys.